Jada Pinkett Smith and the Red Table Talk, we already know that this is the place where she tends to reveal it all bit by bit. And at this point, you would think that there wouldn't really be much more for her to share and reveal about her own self, about her own past either struggles or stories of failure or just, whatever, because there's so many other people that she could be interviewing that could be sharing their stories and discussing things with her. But this definitely seems to have become the place where her daughter Willow, and her mom Adrienne, they really just reveal a whole lot about themselves. And I mean, that's okay, but it's like you wonder what else could there be to share. Now, recently she shared on the Red Table Talk how she went to work high during the filming of The Nutty Professor back in '96 when she was making that movie along with Eddie Murphy. And she shared she doesn't really drink now, but she has to really think about abstaining because she can really hear the drinks calling her if she really listens, and it sounds like there is a lot of alcohol around where she is, so she is having to just really take the time to abstain and practice self-discipline. But she shared this information, how she said, I went to work high and it was a bad batch of ecstasy and I passed out. And I told everybody that I must have had old medication in a vitamin bottle. And she said, but I tell you what I did though. I got my ass together and got on that set. And that was the last time. Not sure what would, well, I guess that's Hollywood, right? That's the scene. That's the lifestyle that's lived out there where people are popping pills. They're taking drugs of all different types and they're drinking a lot. But, she said, I was like, this is not cocaine. This is not heroin. I was doing things that I thought was addictive, but I would do those three together. That was my cocktail. Your threshold becomes so high that what it takes for you to get to the place you need to get to, it'll take me 2 bottles to get to. Okay, if I do ecstasy, alcohol, and weed at the same time, I'm going to get there faster and I can keep the high going because I can just keep drinking. Because I know ecstasy is going to last me about 3, 4, 5 hours. The weed, that's just going to keep me just smooth. And then the alcohol is going to keep it going. I can just keep taking drink. And so, I mean, pretty much she's saying that she was a functioning addict. And that's not that's not really surprising in that industry because a lot of the people who work in Hollywood are functioning addicts. But it's pretty sad because it's not like Jada Pinkett Smith was ever like an A-list actress. And that's not to down her, but you know what they call the A-list. And so she's married to an A-list actor, Will Smith. But she never was an A-list actress. She definitely did her share of movies and she was on A Different World for like the last 2 seasons or so of that show, 2 or 3 seasons. I can't remember how many seasons she did of The Different World, but definitely she was on that show during its downward spiral, was not very popular while she was still on it. And so doing movies like The Nutty Professor and Woo, if you guys ever watched that movie, I never did. It was a box office bomb. And just a number of different things that she did get the opportunity to do. Of course, she was in Girls Trip several years ago, and that was a box office hit where she was in with Queen Latifah and Tiffany Haddish, and I can't remember her last name, but her first name is Regina. But anyway, she definitely is just admitting that she was a functioning addict. And it's pretty sad, but I'm not really surprised. And I don't know if a lot of it had to do with her losing Tupac, because we all know she was in a relationship with him. But she wound up getting married to Will Smith years later. And I don't know. I don't know if she just was going through a lot of depression due to decisions that she made, relationships that she was in, and those different types of things. But it's pretty sad, very revealing. But yeah, she's admitting that she was definitely a functioning addict. And I don't know if the addiction went from drugs to men, because we already know about her revealing her entanglement with the singer August Alsina. That came out last year. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section.
If you got to handle your business, you got to handle your business. But we don't wear it as a badge of honor. We're not standing outside. Nowhere in civil rights history have you ever seen our people standing up saying we demand an abortion. We never fought for the right to abort our children. It wasn't nothing that we asked for. So it's like, for them to push it like it's healthcare and what we need to do and what's best for us. No, that's a trick. That's a trick, because that way they don't have to lynch us, right? Because Margaret Sanger said, what? The best way to get rid of a nigga is to kill him before he's born. So they got us into this mindset of thinking that we can't be successful unless we abort our children, right? That we're oppressed. All of the people telling us what we oppressed and we can't make it, if we listening to Oprah, we listening to any of these celebrities, all of them got money.
They all successful.
They put Meghan Markle on the stand talking about she experiencing racism and she oppressed. Bitch, you just married a prince. You just married into the richest family in the universe. What you oppressed? I'm trying to get like you. We have to wake up. I'm so sick and tired of the bullshit.
Angela Stanton, a lot of people loved her and a lot of people love to hate her. And a lot of people love to hate her because she is a Trump supporter. I don't really care what somebody's politics are, because your politics, I feel, for most people, is your personal decision based on your personal life and the decisions that you're choosing to making for your life. Unfortunately, in the last 4 or 5 years or so, or whenever Trump started running for president, it just became even more polarizing and just became a lot more nasty. Politics has always been nasty and just always, been, a dividing factor for a lot of people. So people would choose to not have conversations about politics just to prevent the situations that are uncomfortable and having conversations that people don't really want to dive into, because again, politics are usually personal for every person based on their life and their lifestyle and the decisions that they need to make for their family. But recently it's just become a lot more nasty and mean, and just a lot of things being uncovered and revealed about a lot of people and how they feel about different groups of people, and it's just really sad. So a lot of people choose not to like her because she is a Trump supporter. I don't have a problem with her for that. I really don't. A lot of people don't like Angela Stanton because of the situation with her child and herself and the disagreements that they have regarding the son. I don't believe he has transitioned into a female, but he's living his life as a female. So I should say she. I can't remember what her child chooses to, the name she chooses to go by. But yeah, there's a lot of people who don't like her because she's saying, I had a boy, the child is my son, and no one can tell me about my child because my name is on my child's birth certificate and I gave birth to a boy, and my son is not, an adult yet. So until my child can become an adult and make that grown up decision to transition, then that is what I'm going to, I'm going to recognize my child as my son because that is who I gave birth to. That's their personal business, and I'm not even diving into that in this video, but she definitely went off about Meghan Markle, and I was 100% here for it. She was recently on Kwame Brown's YouTube channel, Kwame Brown Bus Life, and they were talking about a number of different things. First, he was interviewing Judge Joe Brown. And I don't really want to say interviewing. They were having a conversation. And Judge Joe Brown was talking about a number of different things. And Judge Joe Brown, during that recording, told Kwame that Angela Stanton wants to speak with you. So he reached out to her. And so it was definitely spur of the moment. It wasn't anything that was planned. And it was a really good interview. Well, or conversation, I should say. But Angela Stanton went off on Meghan Markle, and I could not agree with her more. She basically said everything that I have been saying, just she said it in definitely a more in your face sort of way than I have been saying it to the general public when I'm speaking on my channel. But I agree with her 100%. Meghan Markle has used this time of her being with Prince Harry and being, in the UK and apparently dealing with racism that she has said, she's dealt with racist things, and made herself out to be the poster child for, someone who was a victim of racism. And I do not agree with that. I'm not saying she hasn't been made to feel uncomfortable or her feelings weren't hurt or she shed a few tears or whatever, but I'm sorry, Meghan Markle has lived her life as a white woman, period. Plain and simple. She's lived her life as a white woman, and I've said this on other videos and I will continue to say it if I have to. Meghan Markle is only hurting, if she's hurting, I won't even say hurting. She's only pissed off because she really didn't feel that she was that type of black woman, and she was surprised to learn that there are people who see her as a black woman even though she doesn't look like one and she doesn't live her life as one. Straight up and down, period. So Angela Stanton going off on Meghan Markle, although very brief, because her conversation with Kwame Brown was not even about Meghan Markle, but it was about just African Americans as a whole and a lot of things that we are still fighting for that we have not gotten as of yet, and things that we deserve, and just trying to put a different spin and perspective on how a lot of people are just so pro-Democrat because they are black and not seeing the bottom line and the true picture of everything, and not even just being about being a Republican or being pro-Trump or being a Democrat and being pro-Biden, but just saying, I'm not going to subscribe to either, because a lot of them, all of them, honestly, not a lot of them, they all have their wrongs, they all have their issues. But yeah, when she called out Meghan Markle in the way that she did, guys, I was absolutely here for it. So I really would love to know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Do you agree with Angela? I do. I will say it and continue to say it. Angela was absolutely right about Meghan Markle. And yeah, you are living a life of privilege. I don't really want to hear anything else with her complaining about the palace or the tabloids or threatening to sue this place because they mentioned something about her new baby's name, or threatening to sue this company because they said this, or I'm just over it. I really am. But anyway, guys, you let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section.